I was 23, fresh out of college, juggling a few jobs and always on the run. One morning, I remember stepping out of my apartment, already half late, and seeing the bus pulling up to the stop a block away. You know that feeling when you're so close to missing something that everything else just fades? Yeah, that was me. In my head, I'm thinking, if I hustle, I can still make it. So, I went for it. Full sprint. But here's the thing, that's the last moment I remember. I didn't feel the impact, didn't see the car, nothing. It's like my brain just hit pause at the worst possible second. Next thing I know, I'm on the ground, and there's this cop leaning over me, holding me down. I remember feeling this weird sense of heaviness and disorientation. I'm confused, like, what's going on? But I can't move, and he's telling me, don't try to get up. I had no idea how bad it was, or if I was hurt at all. All I knew was that my head was pounding, and my body felt off, like I was wrapped up in someone else's skin, not my own. And that was the first realization, that my body wasn't fully mine right then. It was surreal. Like 1 second, I'm just a guy trying to catch a bus, and the next, I'm the guy lying on the street, looking up at a cop, completely clueless about what just happened. The ambulance showed up fast, and before I knew it, they had me strapped into this stiff collar, locking my head in place. I couldn't move an inch, but at that point, I wasn't sure I wanted to. They kept asking me questions. What's your name? What day is it? But honestly, I had no idea what had just happened to me. So instead of freaking out, I just started, well, talking smack. I mean, if I was about to die, I figured I might as well go out on my terms, right? I remember razzing the cop who was riding along, tossing jokes at the EMTs like, is this a free ride, or am I gonna get a bill later? They didn't quite know what to make of me. I could see it in their faces. Like, they were worried I might be in shock, or maybe just insane. It's weird. I didn't ask a single question about how bad things were. It didn't cross my mind. I was too busy just cracking jokes, trying to lighten the mood. I guess part of me thought, if I could keep things light, maybe it wouldn't feel as real. By the time we got to the hospital, I had everyone laughing, or at least they were trying to keep a straight face, even though I was the one lying there strapped down. I felt like I was somehow in control, like humor was my armor, you know? So there I was, in the hospital, lying on one of those sterile, uncomfortable beds. My face felt like it had been used as a punching bag. And then I noticed the gash, big one too, right across my face. They were going to need stitches. A PA came over, prepping this needle with lidocaine, and she started giving me shots to numb the area. Now, if you've ever had lidocaine injections in your face, you know it's like being jabbed with fire. The first one hit, and I'm trying not to yell out every curse word I know. She noticed and she goes, you don't have to hold back. Say whatever you want. So I asked, seriously? And she just nodded, said I could let it all out. So the next shot hits me right where it hurts. And without even thinking, I blurt out, your mother is a whore. She pulls the needle out, quick, and says, you can say whatever you want, as long as it doesn't make me laugh too hard to finish my job. I had to bite my tongue after that, and it was probably for the best. I mean, one wrong move, and that needle could have ended up somewhere, let's just say, important. About a month later, I'm out grabbing coffee, trying to get back to normal life, when this guy comes up to me. He's staring at me like he's seen a ghost. He goes, you're that guy, the one who got hit by the car, right? I just kind of nod, and he launches into this full-on play-by-play. Turns out, he was there, saw the whole thing. He describes it in detail, and I mean detail. He said I sprinted out to catch the bus, right into the path of this car, said my face smacked into the hood, full force. Then, I pinwheeled over the car like a rag doll, flipping through the air before hitting the ground, face first. Hearing him talk about it, it felt like he was describing a scene from a movie, not my own life. He told me he honestly thought I was dead, that seeing my body hit the ground like that, it looked final. It was surreal, like I was hearing about someone else's accident. It's strange, having someone else's memory of you, like outside your own experience. Knowing they saw the exact moment my life could have ended. And yet, here I am, having coffee, laughing it off. Just weird. It's been a weird ride, figuring out what happened from everyone else's memories. I'll probably never remember the moment I got hit, and maybe that's for the best. Looking back, it's strange. The jokes, the sarcasm, that armor I threw up. I think I used it because part of me didn't want to face how close I came to not being here at all. But I guess that's life, right? You get thrown into things you don't see coming. One second, you're running to catch a bus, and the next, you're pinned down by a cop, wondering if you're even alive. If I learned anything, it's that you don't always get to choose your story. Sometimes, you just hang on, make the best of it, and if you're lucky, you get to laugh about it later. So here I am, laughing it off, telling you about it, like it's some wild story. But for me, it's real. And honestly, that might be the craziest part of all.